It's Mixed Media May. Join me as I create a master board to make these tags. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Misadventures with Mixed Media. My name is Darcy, and I'm currently working on Little Golden Book journal, and I don't know what I want to do. I'm going to make some kind of a background collage sheet, something. I've seen stuff I like. I just haven't figured out exactly how I want to do it or what I want to do. So I'm going to try and do something. And hopefully it'll end up being something I like. Because like I see things like this that I like, and it's got all the paint and the stamps and just all different things, and like this, and like when they make the collage sheets in the paper pads, and I know they use a computer program for that, but I don't have Photoshop, so I want to try to make my own. And I figured probably the closest thing to that is a collage sheet, which I've seen people do. And so yeah, let's go for it. First, let me show you, I did print out some patterns and colors that I like. And also, my brother on his phone, he made me a stuffy tugboat. And I had it cut out here. I mean, here's little ones. I changed the color though, because like on the front he's orange, but inside he's more pinkish reddish. So I just used marker to change him. Oh, here he is. So here's the original. That's what my brother, made for me. He says he has a hard time coming up with ideas. I said, oh, just ask me, I'll give you ideas. So many ideas. So I'm trying to figure out which color I like best, because he's kind of orange on the front, but all in the rest of the book he's more pink, I think. So this one's pink, this one's red. This is the original color he did. So I'm thinking, and then I did a little bit of red on the shading here. So I think that's what I want. So I just used these to go over it. So, and then I have these tags that I had made before that have this number on them, so I might bring that into the collage as well. So I did put that throughout the book. And then I have my favorite tags, favorite stencils and favorite background stamps that I like to use. And we'll see how it goes. And I've got some heavy gesso, and I've got, let me probably make sure I use the more permanent inks and not the distress inks. So I've got some coffee, archival, some black, and white and cream. I don't know exactly which. So those are my inks. Probably won't need that. And I've got heavy gesso, and I've got regular, regular gesso. And that, and that, and anything else I have is nearby, pretty nearby. I might have to bump you sir for a second if I want to get a piece of, oh, what did I do with that? I don't know how to do that. I had a little sanding thing. I might not need it, and if I do, I'll find it when I do. Alright, unfortunately I did this on cardstock. Most of this is heavier paper. So I'm starting out with a really light paper. And so I have some art paper that my friend, this right here is like really thin. So I'm going to start with that. And I'm thinking I'll start with my darker colors and then put my more neutral colors. I don't know why that's there. So let's hit a look at a stick. Is that what she says? I don't know. Alright, I definitely want some glue. And my straight edges I'll just put on the edge, and then I won't have to trim as much. I won't have to rip as much either. Now this glue, it says it's permanent if apply at least 2 strokes to bond items quickly. So that's what I'm gonna do. So if you found that you've had trouble with this particular glue not sticking right away, that might be what it is. You might not be doing 2 strokes. Who knows? I don't have a lot of this paper. Let's see. And obviously I use some of it to do weird things. I got Tsunami Rose in the background here making some background, which is why I have my alcohol ink out. That's what she was doing, so I was like, alright, let me try that. I sometimes get out of frame, and I apologize for that. I'm going to try. Let's see. If I move this up, then I have to be up. It's too far away. But if I put it too close to the edge here, this way, then my head ends up getting in the way too much, I think. So, I don't know. And I don't have a glue book right now. I mean, I could get one if I want to. I'm kind of doing, oh, got to be like water. I don't know what I want. This is, this paper, when I dyed my hair, I took the little bit that was extra and put some warm water in it. It still didn't really, dissolve real great, but made a cool effect, which I liked, so. What I don't like is, there we go, try that. I don't know. Let's start with this. Don't necessarily want all the blues right next to each other, but I mean, it's a lot of water in the book, so I do want a lot of water. Alright, let's see what's been happening here lately. I had my birthday yesterday. My last year in my 40s has begun. So there's that. Let's see. I want to go out to Michael's and get the cart that's on sale, but it's the weekend, and I didn't used to like to go out on the weekend because it's so peoply, and I thought, well, surely people are home all the time. They must be staying home on the weekend. So I went out last weekend like an idiot. No, people were not staying in. There was 2 people out there. Made it a little stressful. Especially when, you know, it's supposed to be a stay-at-home order going on. So there's that. Excuse me. I can't tell which way the words, I guess it doesn't matter. A lot of it's going to get covered up anyway. And I'm not sure, I should probably test a little bit of the paper I printed. Because I have an inkjet printer, so it's highly probable that it could run. Let's see. I do want to use some of that though. I'll try a little bit of gesso on it. See what happens. Nope, staying in place. Alright, good. And now I don't have my paper. There they are. The all-important wipes. I actually have them near me. Usually I can't find them. There we go. That's where they should go. Alright, hold on to that. Now my hands are wet. So I printed off these patterns yesterday because I just like them. I liked them with the color for the journal. I think I saved them so I'll be able to do more if I want to. And then I think I want to also try masking so that some of the gesso doesn't go on parts of it. Oh my goodness! Alright, I see the problem with trying to glue directly onto the paper. You're gonna lose your paper. Crazy, man, crazy. Let's see, that'll be last. Do I want the bigger or the smaller? Maybe the smaller. Just put this down below. Then I won't have to worry about cutting off that line right now. I'll cut it off later. One, over, twice. Twice. Alright, so yeah, we didn't do much on my birthday. I was gonna order something for dinner so I didn't have to cook, but we just had Red Lobster on Wednesday because it was our anniversary. And I didn't really feel like having a big meal again. So Mike, my husband, made pasta and sauce for them. And I just had, and I didn't really feel like eating a lot. I just had some eggs and sausage from the day before. That's all. Let's see. I didn't really do much. Oh yeah, I took a nap. This is what being almost into your 50s does. You take a nap on your birthday. I was tired. I don't know why I was so tired. But I was. So I got to take a nap on my birthday. But really, I could take a nap most any day nowadays. And let's see what else. I didn't do much creating yesterday. I did some organizing of my papers is what I did. So, and I went to, did I go yesterday? Yeah, I got my free iced coffee at Dunkin' Donuts. Because that's what you do. You get your free iced coffee at Dunkin' Donuts. Especially, oh shoot, that's where the line was. You can tell that's where the line was. I tried to put them together. So, you could see where I tried to fuse them, so to speak. Nope, not going to work for me. So, sometimes I want that white line. Alright, so I got my free iced coffee and free donut. You know, it was my birthday. I splurged. I ate junk food. I had donut. Well, my iced coffee is just cream and coffee, so there's no sugar in that. So there's that anyway. I need to get some music paper. I hate when I say a lot. It bugs me. Oh, I went to Big Lots. That's the other place I went. Went to Big Lots and I got some storage containers. And I went to At Home and almost got something to put my, like a cover rack for the kitchen, but I was going to use it to put my cutters, you know, my scoring board and my cutting board, you know, to put these in so they could stand up like, well, like, go in like that. And I was going to buy that, but there was no one at the checkout, and I called out and no one came, so I guess they just didn't want to sell anything to anybody. Right, I need some brown because he gets, oh, I'll do that last. I need some more neutral. Where's my neutrals? Oh, they're up here. Let's do some of this. So I didn't end up buying the cover rack for my things. I'll get another one sometime. If I ever get to go to IKEA someday. Someday, if I ever get to go anywhere. What I really want to do is go to the thrift store and get a cheap one. That's what I want to do. That's where Let's see, the one my papers are in came from a friend. And if she has any more, she is more than welcome to give them to me. Much appreciated. But my 12 by 12 papers fit in it perfectly. Which means I can't buy any more until I have more space in there. Oh well. Should have done that a little bit more. It's kind of a big. Oh, where? I need to break something up somewhere. Where? Well, that's right next to that. Sometimes I don't think. Just stick it there. I don't know why I think so much about it, because, you know, it's all going to get covered up anyway. Well, except for the parts I mask. And I want to mask some of the blue and some of the book pages, I think, is what I want to mask most. Ooh, I have this really cool coffee dyed paper. That's a bed. Still smells like coffee too. This one's a little bit thicker, so I don't want to use too big of a piece. So now when you see people like putting a lot of glue on there, that's why. Because it's not gonna stick if you don't. See, the front's like normal, but the back is this really cool stuff happened. Ooh, although that's kind of cool, but cool stuff happened here. And I don't know if I'm going to cut this board up or if I'm going to use it like as a center on one of my signatures. So I don't know. Or my middle cover, because I've got like plain covers on my signature, so this would brighten things up. Also, I don't know if I'll make a copy or if I'll just make more with the same papers for cohesiveness. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. I just want to figure out, I just wanted to practice making it and using a lot more than just this. Like, I don't want to just do this. I want to do this, and then I want to do this. Probably should move some stuff out of my way now, huh? Alright, I'm going to put a little bit of this brown paper on now, I think. Do I want the brown? I think I do a little bit. Not a lot, just a little bit. So, let's see. My husband and I celebrated 26 years anniversary. They were good, decent years. Not all perfect. That's alright. The glue, that's what the inkjet printer can't really handle. It does start to run a little bit with the wet glue. And this is gel medium, the thin matte. I mean, I had Mod Podge and I could use Mod Podge, but I don't know why I like this one. I haven't like tested both to see which I prefer or anything like that, so it's just something I started with pretty much with mixed media. And you can still do things over it. Like they say, Mod Podge is like your final coat, and you can't really do much after you put that on. So I think that's why. Because there's still stuff I want to do when I get it to that point. So, and this is just tissue paper. I think it must have come in a bag when I bought something sometime, maybe. Don't know really. And I don't know why I'm obsessed with putting it between lines like this and on edges, but something about that I must like. Now I'm going to have to probably wait for this to dry, aren't I? Why did I put it on first? Why didn't you guys stop I do have more of this gel medium. It's in a bigger bottle, and then I just put it in these little containers that came with some meals that we got to try. Alright, now, I'm going to start in the middle, and hopefully that will dry by the time I get there with the gesso. And let's see, this gesso should be, oh, I don't know the words. You can see through it to some point. Oh, I was going to mask some, wasn't I? Mask it how? I don't know. Maybe with just some circles? If I have some circles? You know, it would be cool. If I knew how to open this, that would be cool. Oh yeah, that'd be cool. Alright, now if I could temporarily glue that down, how would I do that? Here's my cheap glue. And if it ends up not being so temporary, well, then we have that raised texture. Kind of want to keep that, but that's alright. Let's see. At least it dries clear. Alright, I'm going to mask. Nope, not there. I'm going to mask. There. I like the houndstooth. I kind of want that to stand out a little. Really? Why do you hate me? I want that to stand out a little bit. And I'm okay with the circles still being in there. I think that will just add a little interest. What else? Where else should I mask? I said I wanted to do some words. Mask some words. I know that doesn't have to be straight. But... Alright. I think we'll be okay if I do it like that, then some of the words are going to show anyway. And I don't think I've ever actually done gesso with one of these before. Also, did not make sure that all my paper was out of the way. Hey, this is just the perfect size to be able to fit a card too. Don't worry, we know how to use the Dexcom. We don't need that anymore. Ah, stay. Usually I use my finger, which actually I probably will for this. Just so I can get it in there and around it, but not on it. And then once that dries, I should be able to use it again if it works and I like how it goes. I got those little Winnie the Pooh borders on clearance at Hobby Lobby. If you saw them and liked them, that's where I got them. Can't always remember where I got something, but for once, I do. It's still wet. I'm getting a little bit of blue from there, but I'm okay with that. Alright, stop. Collaborate and listen. Alright. Do a little bit more of the gesso here. This is just regular gesso. And I guess since I'm below my paper here, I must be out of view. Sorry about that. Sorry. I'm not Canadian, but I love the way they say sorry. Ever since Anne of Green Gables and Gilbert Blythe, the way he would say sorry, which is, oh, melt my heart every time. Love him. was sad when he passed. Alright. I kind of want most of this to fade away in the background, but I still want to see it too. So I don't know. I've not, like I said, I've never used the card to do this before. So just trying some new stuff today. And some old stuff that I've tried in the past. So, yep. Still staying at home as much as we can. My husband's working. I think I've said he works for data center hospital system. So he's, some of the people at the data center could work from home, but he's the one that actually does the critical calls and the stuff when, you know, monitors the servers and stuff like that you need to keep a hospital running. Alright, I don't want people to be able to read a lot of these words, just a few here and there. No one needs to know it's from The Hobbit. I like when it does that. That's really cool. Alright, so I like some things it's doing right now. That's making me happy. So I think using this card gives me some different things that I haven't gotten before. Like I said, I've not used one of these before. So let's see if we can get this off. Some of the paper stayed on. That's the thing when you use actual paper. Alright. Oh, I should let that dry. I need to let that dry. Alright. First, let me wipe my fingers. Let's see if I can pause this while I dry it. And click the right button this time. I'm rubbish at pausing. Okay, that is mostly dry. I just have to be careful around these areas. So now I want to do some background stamping. And because more gesso may be involved or some kind of something, I'm going to use my permanent inks. I don't know if I want to use black though. I think I want to bring in more of this brown. And I guess I'll start with the music after, huh? Yeah, not quite the same brown, but alright, and some words. The words will actually go two ways. Okay. Try to do a different part, so if anybody tries to read it, they won't see the same words everywhere. Alright, I don't want to overdo it. I don't know. And I've already got houndstooth, and I've got the checkerboard. Let me do a little bit of it's not really gonna show, well, it might show a little bit. This is the cream color. So this is actually a makeup brush cleaner thingy that I got at Dollar Tree. And I thought it would make a fun stamp. And it kind of gives me the illusion of waves, and since this book has waves and stuff in it, I thought that might be fun. So I'm just using my cream, kind of going in a couple different directions here. I guess I can go in all different directions, can I? and just kind of having fun with it and not forgetting down here. Right there. Like it matters. So let's see. And I have the numbers throughout. But before I can do any stenciling, kind of regular stenciling, I would need to, oh, I guess I want a little bit of black, right? We've got the brown, we've got the words that are black, so let's bring the black some other places. Let's have this upside right. Let's do our little signature somewhere. And maybe these little words somewhere. Yeah, a little bit of black is good. I don't want that whole word. Just a little bit of a flourish coming off, I think. And maybe the other side on the other side. Da-dum, da-dum, da-dum. That's kind of cool. I don't think I have that one anywhere. Oops, we're sticking to the paper. Oopsie. Oh, just put the same thing in two places. I guess I did have that. Oh well. Such is life. Doesn't really matter. C'est la vie. Que sera, sera. Whatever will be, will be. All right. Let's see what to do next. What to do next. I wanted to do my favorite stamp. I love this stamp. And I'm gonna need a small for this. And I probably should use a more use one of my pigments maybe. I might even do it in copper. We'll see how it comes out. I like these. This one, dewdrops. I like the dewdrops because you can get the spots you want a little bit better. So I'm gonna do that down. I want it to hit the bottom right there. So we got a couple there. I'm not sure how I like the copper or not. I don't know. It's gonna have to work now. Alright, where did my... try that a little bit too. Oh, here it is. Because I want to get copper everywhere because that's fun. Let's see. Kind of blank up here. So, I'm going to go here. Alright. So it's just a hint of it up there. Okay. And I'm wiping it off because I don't want the whole, I just want whatever I put the ink on to do something. And I think I'll do one in the middle. And then I'm probably going to cover it up. No, I probably don't cover it up because I hardly ever do anything totally in the middle. It's just not working right now, and it's probably just because of the different, wood stamps aren't going to work real great when you have two pieces of paper next to each other like that. Come to think of it. That's alright. My cover's not on this good. Alright, so now I want to, probably need to, it's fairly dry. I'm going to do a little, some bigger stenciling type things. Let's put that back up. And also, I was debating on which one of these I want to do, but I think I need to get these little bits out though. I think I'll do this anchor, since it's for the tugboat book. And this is what I'm going to do the heavy gesso with. And it will take the longest to dry, so I kind of want to do it last. You could also use modeling paste. I've not used this one before. Okay, no, there is a way they're supposed to go. I think that's why there's numbers on them. So you want it to be with a number going forward as far as... Do I want to do it in the middle? No, if I do it on a signature, I'm going to want it to be like here, right? I don't have to. I can do it like this. Yeah, like that. So then I might do some stenciling over on this side. And that, or maybe a fleur-de-lis. Just thinking of fleur-de-lis. I might do a couple of these. What color? Is this the right color? Where's my dauber? I had a dauber I was using yesterday that was this color. There he is. No, that's not him, but it'll work. But I know I have one, so I guess I should just look and see. Oh no, I didn't use the dauber. I used this. That's why I couldn't find a dauber with his color. I didn't use this one. I used this one. That's what I used. Alright, fingers crossed that this will look fine. Might not even show up that much. I don't know. It might just be a hint of a, I don't know if that's the actual, it's like a fleur-de-lis anyway. I don't know if it is like, they're all fleur-de-lises or just the one is the actual. Well, that's fun. Let's do a few of these. Just for fun. Just a little randomly, especially where it's white. I know, they don't have to be straight. Alright, come on, get some pigment out of there. Maybe it'll be faster if I do that. It will be much faster if I do that. Well, that's fun. Let's do another one over here. Smudge up some of our stamping that's not quite dry yet. That's alright. That stamping was dry. Just copper. Didn't want to be dry. This is just, I guess, another dimension. But one thing I like about the papers that come in the kits and stuff is that the corners tend to be grunged up a little more. So I think that's what I want to figure out how to do. I think that's... Right. So to grunge up corners, heavy dye. I think that's vintage. What is that? That's walnut stain. This one's ground espresso. Where's my linen one? Weathered wood. Ooh, I think I like the weathered wood. Alright, now I think just what I want to do with this is I just kind of want to grunge up edge the corners a little bit. Kind of weather them. Hallie, what are you doing? Please don't eat the stencils. So I'm just kind of getting the edges here with a little bit of this weathered wood. And because it is a distress ink, if I put a little layer of it behind where I'm going to do my heavy gesso, it would come through. So I might do that. I want to put this here. And then it would also, yeah, I think I will actually. Because then it will come through and be like, not real strong. I don't know, I'm just going to try it, we'll see. So, put that down first. And then we'll do our heavy gesso over that and see. And then that should come through some, so. Find where I was. Try to get it pretty close, or I could even do it so that there's a little bit of a shadow. Let's do that. Alright, stay. I want you to stay. Ugh. Alright. Have I used this? I'm pretty sure. Oh yeah, I've used it. I've definitely used it. And you can use a palette knife, or I could probably also use that card I had. I think I can have a little bit more control with this though. There's a little stuff on it still, but that should be wide enough. The palette knife would work as well. And you want to try not to go underneath the stencil. I've done this with regular gesso as well. There, actually I was doing it wrong. You want to stay flat on top, I think. I'm hoping I didn't go under the stencil at all. And then you definitely want to clean it. The stencil, well, and your palette brush or whatever else you use. I didn't use a palette brush this time just because I used my scraper because this is such a big stencil. If it was little stencils, which I might do a little bit on the edges with my, you could get away with using a palette knife then. Come on, why do you want to give me trouble? There we go. So ideally, you want it to be level with the stencil, so you have it nice and raised. But mine doesn't want to, mine keeps wanting to come back up on the stencil. Alright, let's try, where'd it go? There it is. See if we can level it off a little bit with this. Except for it's got glue boogers on it. Those bigger spots are hard to keep filled. They just want to come right back up. It's not. None of this is giving me more of anything. More control over what I'm trying to do. There. I don't want to play with it all day because then I'll end up getting it underneath, and I don't want to do that. So we're halfway decent there. Alright, let's get as much of this off of here as we can because there's quite a bit on there. And this will get some of the color from it. Unless I go upside down, maybe that will be good. Yeah, the thinner stencils are a little bit easier to level up with this stencil, you know. Alright, wish I hadn't gone quite so straight on the sides, but that's okay. That's what I don't want that to do that. That's why I usually go on a side or a corner with that. Let's do a little bit more over here real quick. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. And then those are not distress inks, those are permanent inks. So I would think in this here, I'm okay with it not coming, it'll be a little more distressed looking. Yeah. And that's how I should have done it up here. I should have, I mean, on the bottom, I should have just kind of gone more random. Like that. But I didn't. And I'm not happy with it, but that's alright. I'm going to make myself happy with it. Just go right here. Just come up a little bit. Making it a little bit more random. There we go. And hold it up like that. There we go. That works. I like that a little better, even if that happened. Whew. So now I'm going to let that dry, and I'm going to cut off the edges and fold it in half and see what it looks like. And that will, you'll see it. It'll be the cover of the title page of the video, so that you'll be able to see it. So thank you for joining me. I bent my stencil. Thank you for joining me on Misadventures with Mixed Media. That was my misadventure today. I broke my stencil. Sorry, Timmy. Okay, be careful when you're cleaning your stencils. I should have done it in water, probably. Oh, that was my favorite. That's probably why it did that, because I use it a lot. So let me know what you think. Like if you like the video. I hope you'll click like. If you haven't subscribed and you'd like to see more of the random things that I do, then I hope you'll join me. So have a delightful day, everybody. Much love.